Hello Flosstube, welcome to my channel. This is Michelle from the Day Before This Day Before Michelle here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Today is June 24th and this is my first floss tube in a little over a year, and I don't remember what number it is. Didn't even think to check it. I don't have a whole lot for today. I'm ill prepared, but I just got home from Stitch-con last week, and I had promised my girls that I would get better about doing some videos, so here it is. There will be no editing on this one, and it's just pretty much going to be a what you see is what you get until my camera and OBS is set up on the new laptop, because this one is ancient. So anyhow, let's get into it. Stitch-con was amazing. This was my third year, and I can't wait until next year. Hopefully I'll get in. Yeah, it was much needed and such an uplifting and amazing weekend. I reconnected with some friends from years before, and it was just all around an amazing weekend. I met some new people. That was awesome. Nisi, shout out to you. It was great meeting you. You were Nisi is just like she is in her videos. I swear, she is just an amazing force of nature. She's awesome. So and then of course I sat with Misty of Mystic Fabrics again, and Emily and Patricia, oh my gosh, all of a sudden Kara and Barbara and Tracy and Megan and Donna and just Tiffany, just so many that you just, oh, I'm not used to doing this at the kitchen table or dining room table, so a little shaky, sorry. Just it was awesome to see everybody again, and yeah. So I'm not going to show everything, all the amazing gifts and exchanges that people did, because I know that there have been many people who have already shown those. I will show a couple that were like specific to friends, and that wasn't necessarily a like just for table gifts kind of thing. And the first one I gotta show, this is from my girl Tracy. Is this not the most adorable thing ever? It's amazing. I love it. Just thank you again, Tracy. It's awesome. She also had some gifts that she was giving out, which you'll see one on one of my projects were some needle minders, and she had these awesome cicadas. They were just, I had to have one. So and there were a lot of floss drops, and a couple of people gave out scissors fobs, and charms and silks and fabrics. I mean, Misty was giving out samples of fabrics. It was like, ah. So, but most importantly, I mean, I'll show you my Stitch-con project. I haven't even finished it. As a matter of fact, I hadn't even picked up my needle since Stitch-con until last night. But it's amazing, the generosity and the service project for the weekend. It was an amazing, the amount of generosity that Stitchers have, and the power to do good as a community is just inspiring. That's just okay. So anyhow, let's start with, I think we're going to start with, I don't have any finishes to show. I have had finishes over the last year, very few, but I don't have any of them prepped for this. Like I said, this is kind of a, I need to get one made before I lose the gumption to again jump back in. So I'm ill prepared. So let's start with some haul just because it's right here on top, and that way I can make room for my projects. Um, I actually did not do a lot of shopping in Stitch-con. I was trying to keep it, you know, reasonable. I did buy a few things from Joann's that I do not have handy here, just because, well, it all started with a magnifier lamp. I needed a new one because mine's starting to get a little glitchy around the power button, and they had them on sale, so I ordered one of those, and my friend Emily picked it up, and she came in with the sewing machine rolly cart because my 4 foot tall husky toolbox things wasn't enough, so I had to go get one of those. and and then while I was there getting that, then of course I had to get a couple Halloween mugs because they're putting their Halloween things out, and it's if you give a moose a cookie. but those aren't, I don't have those handy to show, but for at the annex for keepsakes, I did pick up some overdyed threads, but I have misplaced them, which makes me sad. But I had bought the threads I would need for Come Back at Midnight, which I also purchased at the NX by Erica Michaels. I just think that it's amazing. I love it. I can't wait to start on it. So I picked up, looks like either 3 or 4 skeins of onyx for that. And then I picked up the Artsy Housewives, A Study in Nature. This moth is amazing. So I can't wait to stitch this one either. And I have I actually have a piece of Aztec red upstairs that I purchased from Michelle Bendy back in the day. And then I also picked up, they had and it's really hard because this isn't something I necessarily would have said, hey, I need to have that. But they had the model there because the annex is filled with all these old trunk shows, and the model was there, and it was stunning. It's gorgeous as it is, but when you see it in person, it's stunning. The same goes for these from the Rebel Stitcher. I got the owl and I got the cat, and they're cute as they are, but when you see them in person, it's just like they're perfect. And I'm a vintage kind of girl, so I have seen the actual knockdowns, from the day back in the day, and they're so reminiscent of them. She did a really good job capturing the feel of those, so I can't wait to stitch them, and I hope she does more. And then the last thing I bought was Sleepy Hollow by Liz. Let's try this again. Hello from Liz Matthews. I was right the first time. And I have one that is, I can't remember the name of it, but it's by her mom. I think it just might be Happy Halloween. I'm not positive. I'd have to look it up to see. But it's very similar, so I'm going to stitch them and stitch them both in and hang them next to each other, probably above and below. So that was it. That's all I had purchased. I was really proud of myself for not going overboard. Because I've been really doing the best I could to keep the stashing under control right now. We are actually looking to sell our house and buy a new one a little closer to the granddaughter, and so I'm trying not to buy too much. That sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. So the only other piece of purchased haul I have is I was buying some fabric from a D-stash for a project, and the woman I was buying it from had lots of DMC, and she had them for, whoops, I dropped one. She had them for $7. So there's a lot of the old gold labels in here too. So I snagged what I could before they were all claimed, and just because I have a lot of older whips, and they've been started with those, so die lots and everything. I try to pick those up when I find them, just in case. I'll pick up that other skein. So that's it for purchased haul. I do still get my fabric of the month from Misty. I get the light and dark every month, but that has already been put away, so I don't have that to show. However, while we were at Stitch-con, she finished this project and graciously passed on her chart to me so I could stitch it, and then I will pass it back to her. And this is Plant Pots by Darling and Whimsy. And I'm actually going to stitch these up individually. And I don't know if I'm going to finish them as pillow tucks or if I'm going to get some of my little frames and put them in little frames. I'm not entirely sure. But I thought they'd be really, really cute on a tier tray with some succulents. So before Stitch-con, because I thought that I was going to start it while I was at Stitch-con, not. I had purchased an PDF pattern from Etsy by Cute Patterns by Maria, and this is called Evening in Shire. And someone had finished this and posted it in Misty's group. It's Mystic Fabrics on Facebook. And it was gorgeous, so I immediately went out and purchased it. And while I was at Stitch-con and talking with Misty, I told her I needed to, I was asking her what she had that she thought would go well with this. And she pulled out of her own stash this piece of fabric. Is this not gorgeous? So I will be starting this on this fabric on the down low, because this will be for my husband for Christmas. He doesn't know, so he's always been a big Tolkien fan, so he will love that. And then finally, I waited until right before Stitch-con was over, and I went over and to the freebie. They have a freebie table set up. And I brought some stuff and I put it on the table, and then towards the end, once everyone had had a chance to go and look, I went over to see what magazines might be left, because I'm trying to fill some holes in my collection. And I was able to find a small stack that I did not have. And so I'm going to be able to fill some holes there, which will make me very happy. Sorry, someone's really jamming out there. But I'm not going to go through each one of these, because they're older magazines and, they've likely been seen before. And then also from the freebie table, I had picked up Plain and Fancy Collection, A Love So True. You really can't see that one very well for the glare. And then a couple of freebies that were there. And then this Threadwork Primitives called Tall Trees Coverlet. I had not seen this one before, so I was very happy to see it. That's it. That is everything new, and when you lay it out and you start showing it, it feels like it's so much. It didn't feel like it was that much, but it's a lot. So I will be needing to stay away from the D-stash groups for a while. So I did a new start at Stitch-con, and it's a freebie. I'm going to flash it up. You can find it. It's Witchy Night by Wickedly Wonderful Stitches. And I found this, I don't know if I found it in one of my Facebook groups or if I found it just online. It's been long enough since I printed it, I couldn't tell you. But this is what it'll look like when it's done. And you would think, with as small as it was, and since I started it so I would be able to ring the bell at Stitch-con, I would have finished it. But I didn't. And I haven't put a single stitch in it since. This is being stitched on one of the samples that Misty brought. I think that it was a 36 count, but it might be a 32. And this is Fireheart. And it is available on her website. It is the most gorgeous orange. Truly stunning. This was a fabric of the month last month or the month before. And like I said, it is, if it isn't on the website, it will be soon. She said it was going to be available. So I should really, look at maybe finishing this. I think I just got bogged down with so much black. When you have to stitch that much in a block, and it's a smaller, and I'm not used to stitching on the darker fabrics either, so it might have been a combination of that. But I'll get it finished. I think I might make it a goal to finish before the month is over, which isn't as long as it seems like it would be, but because the month's almost over. But the only other projects that I actually made any progress on at all in the last month or so has been these two, and this is, the first one is Beloved. Now I am just stitching the birds. I'm not stitching the rest because I have a gorgeous it's an antique silk velvet and some vintage tassel trim that I want to turn this into a pillow for our bedroom. And so I just want to stitch the birds. And I'm actually making some progress. I am pleased to see the birds starting to take shape. I'm stitching it on 36 count Atypical by Mystic Fabrics. I don't know if you noticed, but Misty has like my favorite fabrics. I do have a couple of over-dyed fabrics or hand-dyed fabrics from other dyers, but they're very few and far between because her fabrics are color fast. And if I'm going to put so much work into things, I try not to use threads or fabrics that are not color fast because I want to be able to wash them when I finish them, because I take such a long time to finish projects, at least large ones, that I feel better when they've been washed after. So that was that one. And then this one has been kind of been my obsession piece lately. I'm just, it just, the colors are just singing to me. And well, I purchased this as a birthday project 3 years ago. Maybe 3, maybe 4. And it's still not done, so it needs to get done. And this is the Pink Sparrow sampler with Dye Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. And I was just working on this, so you'll have to excuse the hoop and whatnot. So yeah, the colors are just, they're so much prettier in person. The picture on the sampler just really doesn't do it justice. So I'm almost at a page finish, which makes me very happy because there aren't that many pages. It's I think 4 actual stitching pages. Yeah. So it's cut into fourths, and I'm almost a quarter of the way done, which, like I said, makes me very happy. I would like to see this one done before the end of summer, but we will see because I tend to get distracted right around July or so. I start getting distracted with Halloween because I am a Halloween girl. Yeah. And so that is the end of what I have to share. Kind of a short and sweet video, 20 minutes. Like I said, you get what you get. No editing for this one. I am sorry for the bouncing. Hopefully I will be back to stitching in a, or not stitching, but recording in a regular place where it won't be so bouncy. Well, I don't know when my next video will be. I'm going to shoot for 2 weeks. But I'll have to play that by ear because Alex, my granddaughter, her 4th birthday is the beginning of July, so we're going to be hosting her birthday party here. So there's a lot to get ready because we're going to be, having it outside and a big party kind of thing. And there's only a week and a half for that, so I don't know how much stitching I'll actually get done. Should be able to get a little bit because I have leg treatments that I have to do twice a day. When I actually do them, it's an hour twice a day, so I should be getting at least an hour of stitching a day, but sometimes I work on Etsy orders while I'm doing them instead of stitching, so it just depends on how busy I am. But I thank you for joining me for the video and letting me share my stitching, and next time hopefully I'll have a little bit more progress to share, and maybe a new start with the whatever it was I said I was going to start, the Erica Michaels Halloween piece, maybe. I would like to say that I'm going to have this finished by my next video, so maybe I can make that happen. That would be nice. And I might even have some sewing projects to share. I've been working on a few project bags to get loaded up in my Etsy store, and because I need more, because I keep starting projects and I'm not finishing them, so I need places to put them. So anyhow, until next time, happy stitching. Bye.